Hey guys, welcome back for a Q&A. I haven't done one in a while, so here we are with the Q&A, all the questions, commonly asked questions, of course, like normal. Outside it is storming. It was literally hailing yesterday when I was driving to the airport, and the weather is still lingering bad, so the lighting in this video is going to be complete trash. Nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. So I do want to let you guys know that today's video is sponsored by Shaker and Spoon, and I am so thrilled to share them with you guys. So what is it? It is a monthly subscription cocktail box. How fun. Seriously, I've never had a subscription cocktail box before. It was so much fun. This is like something that would be so fun for date night, especially now that we're getting into like the fall weathers. We got the fall box and it was, all three drinks were amazing. It comes with 3 one-of-a-kind recipes, makes up to 12 drinks. So 4 of each drink. And guys, they were all so delicious, so yummy. Luke and I did this as like a date night type thing, and we had a blast making it. I'm gonna go ahead and insert some footage of me showing you how to open the box and what it looks like. It was so well presented. All the ingredients were all packaged really sweet. And this box is cool because if I had to go out and personally find all these ingredients, I would have no idea. I feel like, especially the town that I live in, it's not super huge. I'd be going to like several different stores trying to find all these ingredients. So it's super convenient. It was all in the box, and all we had to do was add whatever liquor we wanted. We ended up adding in apple brandy because that's what the recipe said would taste the best, and they were 100% on. You guys, it was amazing. First of all, look how beautifully packaged it is. Everything is right in this little box. It comes with all 3 recipe cards. I love the style of these. The recipe is on the back. It also shows you some examples of barware that would be pretty convenient to have in your home. And this box is the Fruits of Fall box. I chose this one since we are obviously getting close to fall. And then you have all of the ingredients listed. So I kind of double checked the box against the card to make sure they were all here. And guys, the packaging, so cute. I'm a sucker for small, cute things, and I loved everything, how it was packaged. Here's everything laid out just to show you what all was in that box. And it's time to make a drink. We decided to make the pear necessities first. I just felt like this one spoke to me the most. And so when I tell you guys, the recipe is so easy to follow. It's way easier than I thought it was gonna be. And then we ended up adding some apple brandy to go with it. I didn't have an exact measuring cup, so we kind of just winged it with some shot glasses. I felt like such a bartender. It was honestly kind of amazing. And this is what the pear necessities turned out to look like. Isn't it absolutely adorable? This was the most tasty drink I think I've ever had. This is something I would definitely make over and over again. I also have my link down in the description box to get $20 off your order. You guys, highly recommend family fun night, date night, even a night for self-care for yourself. You want to watch a movie and make yourself a drink, highly recommend, guys. Check out the code below. Let's go ahead and get on to the Q&A. Thank you so much, Shaker and Spoon, for sponsoring this video. Guys, I'm so excited about them. I cannot say it enough. I had a blast making them. But now let's go ahead and get into the questions. First question, am I still going for my BSN? This might surprise some of you, but I'm honestly not sure if I'm going to get my BSN or if I'm going to finish my bachelor's in something else. I've really been thinking a lot about my career lately. I'm so happy doing what I'm doing right now. The only reason I would really need a BSN is if I was going to further my education and go towards being like a nurse practitioner. And I'm not 100% sure that I want to do that anymore. You guys know I have this love for forensic science. And I really am considering getting my bachelor's in something else and then applying for a graduate program in forensic science. Up here, there are so many more opportunities to do that. And I always said that's what I wanted to do. And I still have like this love and desire for science in my heart. So I have 1 semester left of 2 prereqs because I failed statistics that 1 semester I took it. So I'm going to finish that semester and then decide what I'm going to do. A lot of thought and stress is going into the decision to do this. I think I'd be happy either way, but I kind of want to stick true to what I really want in my life. And it won't always be like one-on-one nursing. I'm thankful for the experience that I'm getting as a nurse, and being a practitioner would be an amazing career. However, I'm just not sure 100% if my heart lies in being a provider in nursing, if that makes sense. I will keep you guys updated on that one. Next question. I'm going to try to steer clear of questions that directly talk about the divorce and things like that. I've said all that I need to say about it at this point. Anything else is going to be redundant and just irritate them because they all watch my videos. My ex-husband's told me they all screen my videos. So I'm not going to keep, beating the subject up about it. However, a lot of you are asking if the kids get along with their stepmom. And as far as I know, she is great to them. So that's all that I care about. As long as she's great to them, I'm happy. Next question is, what are my favorite shows to watch? I love Bridgerton. I'm stoked for Jenny and Georgia to come back on. Live PD is now back under a new name, very same setup. 2 of the 3 same hosts. You got every Friday and Saturday. You guys know where I'm at. I'm on the couch watching Live PD, and I just live for the excitement of that show. I also have, I watch The Office all the time. If I need something on, I turn The Office on. But lately, I've actually been rewatching old movies that I haven't seen in years. And Where the Heart Is, love that one. Miss Winterborn, if you've never seen that one, I feel like it's not as well known. It has Ricky Lake and Brendan Fraser in it. Love it. Such a cool, interesting storyline. While You Were Sleeping with Sandra Bullock in it. Just some old movies that I haven't seen in forever to bring me back to like the nostalgia. So I've kind of actually been jumping back and forth. Instead of shows, I've been focused more on old movies. Next question is, do I have any new tattoos? And I do have a new tattoo. I don't know if I've even shown it on Instagram. Right before I moved, my sister and I wanted matching tattoos. We discussed it for years. Well, I'd say like the past 2.5 years that I lived back home. And we had this thing about chickens. So my sister and I, before we moved, got stick figure chicken tattoos. And y'all, I'm obsessed with it. I think it's adorable. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I had a patient in the nursing home when I walked by. She was like, why do you have a chicken on your arm? And it was like not a great reaction to it. But most people that I run into that mention it think it's adorable. And it's for my sister, so I love it. This might shock you guys, but I would love a sleeve tattoo, like a complete sleeve tattoo. I've been thinking about this for a lot longer than I would like to admit. There's so many things that I would love to just put all together. There's some Harry Potter stuff, some more tattoos, not exactly the chicken, but tattoos that would symbolize memories with my sister and I, and something for the kids on my arm. It's going to take me probably a lot longer to actually go through with it because I want it to be drawn out and I want to see different options, and it's not a priority right now, especially like financially. I'm not just dying to go spend thousands of dollars on a sleeve tattoo, but it is something that's in my mind that eventually I want someday. Of course, a lot of the age-old questions about if me and Tyler still talk, are we still friends? Our communication actually kind of drifted off to nothing recently. We were still casually checking in on each other, like basically just like how you been type stuff, and we talked about like dating other people. I just don't really feel like a friendship with him right now is really warranted, just because I want to be respectful of the person that I'm dating and be respectful of girls that he goes on dates with. I know that's kind of contradictory because AJ and I still are really, really close friends. It's just 2 different situations. And I don't really want to get into it too much, but AJ and I, whenever we dated, it wasn't like a serious relationship that was going to last forever. It was just all in good fun. This type of situation that Tyler and I were in were like we were living together and like, had talked about rings and things like that. And it was just a different kind of relationship. And so we don't really talk hardly at all anymore. I think I haven't talked to him in like maybe 3 weeks at this point. And I'm okay with it. I mean, it was just like one of those things where eventually we were kind of bound to like drift different directions. We're still on really good terms though. The last thing we talked about was me dating the guy that I'm dating and some dates that he had been on. So it was very just like casual conversation. And I'm sure whenever I go into town, like if we run into each other, it'll be like a, hey, how you been type thing. But out of respect for like other people involved, we're not going to be hanging out or like texting all the time. Next question, am I still planning on buying a house? The answer is yes. I don't know when though. The market, the way that it is right now, I'm not 100% sure. A 3-bedroom here in Iowa, expensive. It's very expensive. So I'm not sure if it'll be next summer. I would love to buy one next summer when my 1-year lease is up in this house. It's something that I'm going to start looking deeper into in the spring and not worry about it so much right this second. But yes, the answer is yes. Next question, have I given up on traveling? Someone else asked, what is my next solo travel destination? Yay, I actually am solo traveling in like a month. I'm so excited. For those of you who don't know, in case you're newer, I decided that I was going to start solo traveling this year. I turned 30 in December and I was like, I need to go live my life, my bucket list. I did skydiving in, was it March or April? I went to Houston, Texas and Port Aransas, Texas by myself for a few days in February. I went down to Orlando in March by myself. So there's a lot of places that I've just kind of been going and doing and fulfilling that bucket list. So I'm actually, this month in August, I am going on an all-girls camping trip. So it's not solo, but camping is not something that I like love to do, but it's something that I'm going to do just for the sake of the peace of mind, because I feel like I have two really good friends here that we all just kind of are in different spots in life and we just want to go and have peace of mind, quiet with no phones, no nothing for a weekend. However, my next solo trip is next month. I really can't say it's a solo trip because I do have a girlfriend meeting me out there at one point during the trip. But I'm going to Denver, Colorado, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited. The idea of traveling makes me so happy, and just going and doing. I've only been to Denver once, and I wasn't actually in Denver. I was in a suburb for one day, and that's whenever we went and got Sealy. So in September, the 3rd or 4th weekend in September, I'm flying alone to Denver, and I cannot wait. I have a list of things that I want to do and want to see. And I will have someone with me for part of the trip, of course. She's going to be coming, but I'm so excited. Like, nothing makes me happier than being able to go and check off one more place on my list. Next question is, how often will I get to see my mom and sister now? I don't know, you guys. It's kind of a hard thing to decide between. So, not that it's hard. I obviously want to see my sister more than anything in this world. She's my number one person ever in my entire existence. But so how my work is set up, I have kids every other weekend. So 2 weekends I have children. And then the other 2 weekends I don't have children, but I'm on call one of those. So I only have 1 weekend per month with no work and no on call, no kids. I have like 1 free weekend a month. I could always trade call days and have more. However, I like the money. So that 1 weekend a month is when I'm going to be doing my traveling. And I'm very thankful that I have that to be able to do. This month I'm using it to go camping. Next month I'm going to Denver. The reason why I'm not going home next month is because I know I'm going home closer to the holidays. And I want to go to Denver and get it out of the way at the start of the fall before it gets freezing cold. You guys know I don't like the winter time. So I am going to be going home either the first weekend of November or first weekend of December. I'll be traveling both those weekends. I just don't know which one of those is going to be me actually going home to see them and which one will be my next destination. Okay, she needed some iPad help. They're having their 1 hour of rest time. And actually 2 of them are sleeping and she's the only one in there awake. Okay, so next question. I have a lot of questions about baseball guy's real name. His name is Luke. So when I answer questions about him, I'm going to call him Luke so I don't have to keep saying baseball guy. At this point, it kind of seems rude to keep calling him that. Like if I were to keep calling him that because like we're in a whole relationship now. So I kind of feel weird. His name is Luke. And this isn't really a question. It's the way that she words it. Not a question, but crazy to see how fast you moved compared to Tyler. So I kind of want to talk about that. I mean, I'm going to be really quick when I say this. When I met Tyler and we started dating, please keep in mind that I had kids 24/7, okay? 24/7. I was in school, in nursing school at that, and I had just started a new job at the hospital as a nursing intern. And it's not like we could just go on dates crazy, you know? We spent a lot of time trying to get to know each other, but it took a lot longer because I wasn't going to sacrifice a ton of time with my kids to start dating someone new. Now, let's compare that to here, when I came here. When I moved here, the kids immediately went to their dads for 6 weeks of summer. So I had no kids for 6 weeks. I was not working for the first month that I was here. A lot was going on as far as, it was like 3 weeks that I didn't work when I was here. There was a lot going on with like trying to get my work and stuff done and like background checks and lab work and physicals I had to wait till I got here to do. So when I first met Luke, I had only been here like a week and a half or so. So I had no kids for like the next month and a half that I knew him. And we saw each other every time we got a chance to. once I got past like the first date, not sure if I wanted a second date, went to the second date and was like, okay, green light, let's go, let's move forward with this. We were together a lot and we dated very intentionally because we both knew that my kids were coming back at a certain date, and he was actually leaving that same week to go on a family vacation for like 9 days out of state. And so it was going to come to an abrupt halt. And I think we both kind of wanted to spend the first month trying to figure out if we wanted to go past the point of just like talking and going on dates. And it was at the time that we had that time apart that we realized that we wanted to be together, like officially in a relationship. So that is why it appears fast when you compare it to Tyler. Two completely different situations, and completely different feelings too. They're very different people. I'm in a very different spot in my life than I was back then. And even though it hasn't been that long, it's been like, I think 2 years since I first met Tyler. I'm just in a different spot than I am now than I was back then. So Luke and I dated very intentionally with plenty of time. Next question, how is co-parenting going? I'll just say it's been a huge adjustment for both of us on both sides. Favorite stores to shop for date night. I love Francesca's. If you have a local mall, Francesca's is a very cute store with cute clothing. I'm all about some Shein online. Just order it with plenty of time. I love Amazon. Amazon bodysuits are like a majority of my closet. They're like $25 a piece, usually in that price range. And so why not? And they're actually really great quality. A lot of the ones that I wear now are from Amazon. Next question. Does baseball guy Luke want marriage and more kids? I don't think he wants more kids. We've already talked kind of like about that. That was something really important that I needed to know. I just wholeheartedly do not want more children. I mean, the twins are 3.5 now. By the time that I would get to a point with someone to have more kids, like it would be like 2-3 years into the relationship. By then they're going to be in kindergarten and I just don't really want to start over. I really think it's time to like get them off into school and then focus again on my school. I mean, I have 3 of them. I've populated the earth. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I'm just happy with my 3, and Luke has a son and I absolutely adore his son. And he said that he's fine with that. I mean, combined, we would have 4 children. That's a lot. And I have 1 extra seat in the 3rd row of my car where his son can fit, and then Luke can sit in the front seat, and my car is full. I really, really wanted to meet someone that had 1 child, or maybe 2. I definitely didn't want to meet someone that had 3 kids or more. That would be very overwhelming to me, because once you blend those families, I can't imagine having a house of like 6-7 kids. My ex-husband has a house of 7 kids total when they're all together. And that to me sounds so overwhelming. They're very patient people, I'm sure, but to me that would be very overwhelming. And then marriage, I don't know. I do eventually want to get married again. I'm not going to rush into it. And he said that he would get married again, but we're not going to rush into it. It's not even like a thing we're even talking about right now. So potentially, yes, I will get married again someday. Just not like in the next year or 2, probably. So yeah. Some other questions about Luke. What's he do for a living? Is he from here? He works, I don't even know. I was actually just asked this last night, and he works in logistics. I have no idea what that means. He's told me about it a couple times. I don't know what he's talking about. It's that he works in an office. He works in an office, and he works like 8 to 5, like a typical office job. I think it has something to do with like, I don't know. He went to Iowa State and he has a degree, I think, in logistics. Or it might be called something else. I feel bad. I feel like I should know more, but when I ask questions, what he says to me doesn't make any sense in my mind. Like, I know where he works at. I've seen the building. I sent an edible arrangement there for his birthday, so I know he actually does work there. And I've seen like pictures of like his office, like inside. My foot's asleep and it hurts. I was sitting on it too long. But I really don't know. I think it has to do with just like a lot of like administration type office, like email. He emails a lot. That's what I know. There's a lot of questions about the timeline with Luke and I, how fast it's going, meeting families, all that stuff. I'm going to sum it up really quickly here. So we have been dating for a little over 2 months now, and it has flown by. At first, we were together so much because I did not have kids, and every time he didn't have his son, we were together. And like I said, we weren't like going to each other's houses and just hanging out. We were actually going on dates, doing things, talking, doing things that were very intentional. I think we both came into the situation with each other. And granted, I didn't like him at first, but like after like date 2, and I was like kind of intrigued by him. I think we both knew what we were looking for. We both wanted to be dating intentionally to see where it went. And so we used our time very wisely. That's one thing that I'll say. He was very good about communicating what he wanted. And he wanted to use our time wisely and not just chill at the house every time we hung out. Granted, eventually we started hanging out at each other's houses once we were both comfortable with that. But anyways, so we've been together for like 2.5 months now. There are no I love yous being said. This actually just came up in a conversation that we just had, where he I felt like he was trying to see what I was feeling. I'm just a little slower to that. I think telling someone you love them and being in love with someone makes you very vulnerable to having your feelings hurt. And I just don't know if I'm ready for that right now. But I do feel like he was asking for a purpose. He has not said it out loud, but there's been things that like have made me think that maybe he's starting to feel like he's like falling that way. Which honestly, you guys, like, I don't know. It's not like I'm like afraid of it. However, I just want, like, it's so awkward if someone were to say that to you and then you're like, thanks, you know? So I'm like hoping that he waits until maybe he gets a better vibe from me that I'm ready to move forward like that. I mean, 2.5 months is still real, like super early. Granted, if you know, you know. I'm not like whatever. I know how I feel inside, but having to like articulate it into words, I'm just not ready for that. So if that tells you anything. He asked me to meet his family, and I think I'm actually meeting his dad first just by chance, literally next weekend. I'm literally afraid. So scared. His dad's coming up to Des Moines for some kind of a work conference. His dad is big in the banking industry, and he happens to be coming here for a conference. And originally I wasn't going to meet them till September 10th at the Iowa State game. But his dad's coming here early, and maybe it'll be easier to meet one parent at a time, and then I'll already know one when I go there, because when I meet both of his parents together, I'll be 3 hours away in their home for like a full 24 hours. And I am terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. I know that sounds crazy, but anyways, the other questions about him were his relationship with his ex-wife. They have an amazing relationship. I am so thankful they have such a good relationship, and I'm really envious of their relationship. He had asked me how I would feel about him swapping weekends with his son. We're on opposite weekends right now, so if I have kids, he doesn't, and vice versa. And I said, I want to leave it up to you. If you want to do that, that's fine. I've already met his son now, so him having him is not a problem. I can still be around, and I really enjoy spending time with his son too. He's such a, like I said, he's such a great kid. But he said that he wanted to be able to have us on the same weekend so that whenever the kids all meet, we can actually spend more time together with the kids all being able to hang out, and then we'll have weekends off by ourselves. And so he ended up asking his ex-wife. He texted her and asked if they could switch weekends. And she literally was like, sure, let's do it after his birthday next month. I'm like, I was just amazed by that, like how nice of her. And he told her the reason why he wanted to switch was because of, you know, me being on opposite weekends. And the fact that she was so okay with it and so nice about it, I am honestly so envious of that relationship. I think it's amazing. Like, she's remarried and stuff. And she's gorgeous too, which she's absolutely beautiful. But she was so nice about it and was like, sure. And to me, it's shocking. Like, honestly, I could never expect that from my own situation. It was just shocking to me. And I was like, wow, I'm so grateful that you have that great relationship with her, because it really takes the pressure off having to deal with anything else extra that might pop up. So they have a great relationship, and I'm very, very that's absolutely amazing. Last questions. The kids are starting to ask me for snacks now. Their time for rest time is over. I did have a couple questions pop up about if I was willing to share my broken heart story. I posted a couple videos on TikTok alluding to like having a broken heart and being upset over someone. Some of y'all assumed that it was Tyler, but me and Tyler broke up last fall. I did have a sort of whirlwind type romance right before I moved here that ended like right when I moved here. It was like a very quick 6 to 7 week romance with the guy that I went on a date with whenever I came here in April. And I told you guys I was going on a date that night. I made it seem like it was like mildly a good date, when in actuality I was like heart eyes over him. And so I'm not sure if you guys even want to hear the breakup, like not breakup, but like the story about it. If you guys care, you can ask me. I'll probably do it in the next video. If you don't care, we ain't got to talk about it. But I will say that I learned a valuable lesson with that person that I had known for like 6-7 weeks. And it's really affected me now as far as like moving on and dating Luke, because just with the two of them, they're the only two that I've dated like steady since ending my relationship with Tyler. There's so many things that I see now in Luke that show me why it never would have worked with him. I think I called him Mr. Fire in that video. He's a firefighter here in town. So I think that's what I called him. But I see it now, and it's funny how things get put into perspective. I never intended to meet Luke and have the feelings for him that I do, and it's just kind of shocking to me that in one moment you can feel like your world is like crashing down, and I couldn't really talk about it because you guys didn't even know about it. And then the next you meet someone that literally shows you why it never would have worked out with them. And that sounds like super Hallmark card, but I'm serious. I can explain it if you guys want me to explain it. But it's something real that I went through, and it makes for good TikTok content, unfortunately. But the lesson that I learned there has been invaluable, because I learned a lot more, you guys, in that 6 to 7 weeks with that person than I think I ever have with anyone I've ever dated. Like, I'm being completely serious right now. But meeting Luke, it all kind of started to make sense, because there were certain mannerisms that like I really needed out of that person that Luke just so effortlessly has. And that sounds so cryptic. So if you guys want to hear about it, just let me know. If not, we'll forget this ever happened, because I'll be happy to forget it ever happened also. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I miss you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.